Olá a todos, bem-vindos a mais um projeto da Associação MVC. Desta vez, o nosso novo projeto chama-se Let's Talk, em português, Vamos Conversar. Este projeto surgiu em parceria com a instituição OIP, Oeste International Partners, e consiste em haver uma conversa semanal entre um estrangeiro e um português. A conversa será realizada em inglês ou na língua que seja mais acessível a ambas as partes. E será uma conversa fluida sobre costumes, experiências, gostos em comum, todos os temas que possam imaginar. Bem-vindos a este novo projeto Let's Talk. Vamos conversar? Hello everybody, welcome to a new project from Associação MVC. This time our new project is called Let's Talk, in Portuguese, Vamos Conversar. This project appeared from a partnership with OIP, Oeste International Partners, and it consists in a weekly conversation between a foreigner and a Portuguese person. These conversations are going to be natural, about experiences, common tastes, and all the themes you can imagine. Welcome to this new project.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Martin?
I'm fine. Hello, Pedro. How are you?
Hi. So I have a question for you, Martin.
Yeah.
First, I'd like to know you better. So, how do you came to Portugal?
We came to Portugal about 3 years ago, and we were looking to change things, to be living in a different country, and we chose Portugal because people are friendly, because we had visited Portugal before. We didn't know that the language was going to be very difficult, but that's a new experience. And so here we are, and enjoying lots of things about being in Portugal.
Okay, right. So I know you like music. How it starts? How music starts in your life?
For me, music started, I suppose, from a young age, especially listening to the radio, but also singing in groups, in choirs, in schools, in churches, and so on. And at the beginning, you listen to what everybody else is listening to, and then a bit later on, you start to choose the things that you prefer. And what I prefer to listen to is not the same as everybody else. For me, music is something that I do quietly on my own, but I like the idea of choirs, of singing. And here in Portugal as well, there's lots of opportunity to do that. So music has always been there.
Okay. For me,
I don't play a musical instrument. But you, what about you? Why
for
are
me,
you
it's the same. For me, it's the same thing. I grew up in a family where my father loves music and my brother plays the guitar. So I was in that mood to start to listen to music and to start to play the guitar. And I'm hearing a lot of music since I've been a child.
Do you have a special kind of music that you prefer? Special types of music that you prefer?
Yeah, that is changing through the years.
Yes.
So when I was a young teenager, I was listening to rock and roll and things like that. And now I hear the jazz and things more heavy like metal and stuff like that.
But that's loud.
And you?
Loud music is that?
And you? What do you like to hear?
I like to hear all sorts of music. with other people. I suppose it's mainly what people call classical music, but I like music of the Baroque era, and I like particularly music of the Renaissance. So very old, but for me that's fun. It's not very loud, but it's fun, and it's also changed bit by bit as the years go by. The things I listen to have changed. Tastes change, but we hear lots and lots of music all around us the whole day. If I go into a shop, if it's possible, I'll hear music. I may not recognize what it is, but I'll hear music. If I'm telephoning and I can't immediately speak to the person I want, then I hear, unfortunately, it's the same piece of music again and again and again until that person is free, the person I want to speak to. But it's everywhere, music. Do you think that's a good thing, that music is everywhere?
Well, I think it is not, because people don't have to hear what someone thinks that all the people needs to hear. So if I'm waiting on a call, I don't want to hear, and I don't need to hear that type of music. So I am spending 5 minutes hearing something I don't want to. That's not a good thing.
Perhaps they should give you a choice of what you would like to listen to.
Yeah, a track list.
But I'm afraid most of the time it seems to be the same piece of Vivaldi, Four Seasons, Mozart,
Yeah.
eine Nachtmusik. It's the same piece of music over and over and over again. I think that the music is quite a good idea. Somebody in New York, I think, did some research, and they said that when they play music over the loudspeakers in the stations, on the metro, on the underground train, the subway, people tend to be calmer, more relaxed, and not so angry when the train is late or when there are too many people. And perhaps that's a good idea, that people can stay calm.
Yeah. Music has his has something that our brain process. I don't know how to explain my thing, my thoughts. But yeah, in that perspective, I think music is good. But in that situation, people normally don't pay attention to the music that they are hearing. They are
No.
hearing and only hearing, not paying attention to what the instruments are playing or something like that.
Yes, I'm not sure if when they play the music in a shop that's selling jeans or clothes or something like that, whether the music helps to make people more relaxed and I'll buy more things. I'm not sure if that's a help.
I think it's well, the music that's played, it's like something like pop music, and people tend to buy more things, I think, and the shop sells things that are some way related to that kind of music. If I'm going to, sorry.
Do you think that's especially for young people, for a young culture?
Yeah, I think it is. I think I'm not entering a clothes shop to the young people, and I'm not hearing classical music there.
No, clearly, no, that's right. the music you hear is the music that is normal for younger people. If you're buying clothes for younger people, that's normal. Um, when you listen to music, do you listen with headphones usually?
Well, if I'm at home, I listen to music with the speakers and the door closed. The my room. I listening to the music in my room with the speakers. Sometimes louder than it should be. But if I'm in the streets, I use earphones.
Yes. And do
Do
you think
you?
that's a
Do,
good Do you think
sorry.
that's a good idea to use headphones
Yeah, of
in
course.
the street?
Uh, yeah, of course. Nobody needs to hear my music if they don't want to.
I think
Don't
I
you
think that's
agree?
a I think I do agree. Yes, it's a sensible way of acting. That if I'm listening to my music, I don't want to bother everybody else.
And
The
there's
only
another thing that phones can canceling the noise around us and make us listen to the music better, in a better way.
Yes, certainly more closely. You listen more carefully.
Hmm.
I think that um, the opportunities to listen, of course, have changed a great deal. Um, and we've said before that we listen to music on different platforms. We don't listen to LPs. We don't listen to records and cassettes or even CDs now. We listen electronically,
Hmm.
MP3s, iPods, and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's all changed a great deal. That we don't listen to the radio. We listen to Spotify or we listen to YouTube because we have lots of choice that way.
Hmm. And
Um,
we don't have to buy a CD or a LP to listen to a song that we want to hear. That's easier, and that's what the technology is here for. It's to make the our life easier.
that's certainly true. How do you feel about live music?
Oh, I miss live music. I miss live music. It's an different experience. It's something that it's completely different.
How
Um,
does it change the experience? In what way is it different, the experience of live music?
so do you hear jazz or I hear jazz and jazz uh, in a concert it's completely different. Jazz is improvisation mostly. So
Yes,
we are seeing a concert and it's new. It's something new that we have never heard before, and that's
yes.
special. And that's the when you hear live music, you have some. You are seeing the 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 band on the singer, and it's like a an experience. I
Do you
don't
think
know
the
how to
atmosphere is
explain.
different? Do you think the atmosphere is different as well with all
Of
the people
course,
around you?
of course, of
Um,
course.
and, I think that experience is something very special. And clearly, what I like to listen to is classical music. But if I go to a concert and I listen
Hmm.
to it, the music is not new, but the interpretation is new, is different.
Yeah,
The orchestra takes it more slowly, more quickly, um, is louder here, softer here,
yeah.
um, and all those things. The atmosphere of a concert for something that you have heard before is always different,
Hmm.
and that I think is one of the good things.
Yeah.
You play an instrument?
Yeah, I play I play the guitar. I
And
started playing the guitar like when I was 12 or 10, something like that. And
do you play in
try.
a do you play in a
Sorry.
band? Are you in a
Uh,
band?
I used to, but it was like a garage band, something not professional at all. But nowadays I play with my girlfriend, and
Right.
is something that I like to do.
Yeah.
And you, do you play some instrument?
Well, I'm afraid I don't. I've sung in a number of choirs here in Portugal since we arrived in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
The first choir I went to was at a place called the Universidad Seniors, so rather older people. And I have to say, at this particular choir, I was probably the youngest by many years, the youngest singer, because some of them are very, very old. Um, and, and I think the conductor, the lady who conducted the choir, was very, very, very patient. Um, and then another choir in Olio Marino, which is a very, very friendly choir. But what I would say is that the musical events in Portugal, they start really late in the evening. So many concerts start at 9 o'clock or after nine
Yeah,
o'clock. And that's something new for people who are not from Portugal.
yeah. I don't know. Um, I don't know why is that, but we are here in college, and when we want to see a concert like in Lisbon or something,
Yes,
you arrive at home really late, and that that is not a good thing. But the life in Portugal, it's it's like the jobs. People um, get off of their jobs late,
yes, yes, and they work
so
and they finish
they.
late.
Mhm. But I don't know why is that. But in England, what was the hour or?
The normal starting time would
Mhm.
be 7:30 or 8 o'clock, but it's a different atmosphere. I think everything is slightly later. Even a football match starts later. I think probably here.
Mhm.
Do you think that music puts you in a good mood? Does it make you happy, or does it make you feel sad, or do you think
It
it helps with emotions?
Yeah, it depends on the song. There is some artists that like to make us happy with their songs, and
Yeah,
those who like to make us feel sad. And I like the two types of music. You are from England, right?
yeah,
And there's a band in England called Radiohead. I don't know
yes.
if you're. Um,
I'm, I'm familiar with the name.
yeah, Radiohead likes to make some sad music, and I like it too. And I feel the emotions like Tom York, who is the singer.
Yes,
Uh, like he makes sad music, and I sometimes I feel sad with that.
but I think that's normal because it's one of the important emotions that we feel.
Hmm.
Sometimes we feel really happy, or we think something is really funny, but there are also times when we acknowledge that there are problems and we feel sad about something. That I think that's normal. What I think my experience from singing in the choirs is one of the the best thing is working with other people, singing with other people. That's a pleasure, singing with people.
Yeah.
I think for me to sit in the bath and to sing doesn't bring any pleasure, but to work with other people, it brings pleasure. And even the OIP, within the OIP, there is a small amateur choir who got together in order to sing Christmas songs. And it's a tradition, and they had lots of fun doing so. And I think that's part of what music brings us, the fun of taking part, the fun of doing things.
Yeah, and it is fun to do something that is yours.
Yes.
Like when I'm singing with my girlfriend, we take a song, and we make our interpretation of the song, and it's
Okay.
quite a good thing, because it's something ours.
Yes.
It's not that song anymore. It's something that we interpret that way, and I like to do it. Yeah.
Yes, you make the song your song, really.
Yeah.
You change.
That's a good thing that music can do for us.
I think
Um,
I have been very pleasantly surprised that there is so much music making in the area of Portugal. Every village, every town seems to have a band or a little orchestra or a grupo choral, a little choir that's working all sorts of places, and they give their small concerts in churches and so on, and or in village halls, and they're having so much fun. Some of them
yeah.
are playing instruments, and they're supported by all the people in the village and by their parents and relations, and that's wonderful that they're all making music together.
Yeah. That's a good thing. I have never been in a band like that, but I would like to someday enter to something like that.
Well, I'm sure that would be fun. That would be lots of fun. I think
But
that
you are saying that you're surprised with that. You are not
I was
that.
surprised at so much. There's
Yeah.
such a lot.
But in England was not like that.
Um, when we were at home in England, I think there didn't seem to be so many groups, so many bands with brass instruments. But perhaps I needed to go to more of the places where they played music. Perhaps in the pubs and the cafes and restaurants. Perhaps there was more music there because that was outside in the countryside in a small
Okay.
town. But I think that it's impressive what I've seen here, and to listen to them. I listened to the music concert of the music school in Ovich, and they're very good. Really very good. The standard of playing is very high,
Yeah.
and they're having lots of fun. So
hmm
it's I don't know. It's a sense of perhaps they gain a sense of identity by playing together. This is the band from our village, and that's important.
Yeah. In Like you said, in almost every village we have some band, some
Yeah.
with mostly with the brass and
Yes, that's right.
something like that. It's very common.
Well, certainly
I have never thought that way, in that amount of bands. But yeah, it's something good,
I think the
because
children, the young people, they must practice a lot. They must work very hard
yeah,
to
so
produce that as well. Um,
the ones who want to make music for life, they have to study like much, like really study music.
Yes, I mean, I think it's hard work, and as hard work as to be a good sports person, a good sports player, or to be good at other things in schools and so on. To practice music, to play an instrument like that
Yeah,
is very good, and I
yeah.
think it's actually
When I learned the guitar, I was a self a self-taught
self-taught.
person. Yeah,
Hmm.
like in during the 7 years, the first 7 years or 8 years that I played, and then I was having um, class of guitar,
Yes,
and yeah, it was I was very I always play uh, uh, I play uh, too much, not too much, but I play not many. I don't know the words. I play
um,
the guitar like 2 hours per day.
that's a lot.
The first, yeah,
That's
the
a
in
lot of.
the that's in the first years. So when I arrived to the music school, I only
Yeah.
was there uh, to in a I only was there 1 year, 1 year, but I left um, playing better than the ones who were there for like 3 to 4 years, because they someone some people like to play, and uh, some people go to the school, to the music school, because their parents wants wants them to be there.
I think I can understand that. Yes, that you are somebody who you're playing because you want to, and they're
Hmm.
playing because perhaps they have to,
Hmm.
and that's difficult for them. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, your the enthusiasm is important.
So there is much schools that have students that were that parents want them to be there. Are
I,
you
I
understanding?
I think that's true, and that's the same in every country. That the parents
Hmm.
have an idea that their sons or their daughters are going to play the piano or going to play the trumpet and
Hmm.
or the violin, and the child doesn't think it's a very good idea, but they have to do it. They have to do it.
Yeah. Hannah is commenting. You have to feel what you're playing or singing to make it sound better, don't you think?
I mean, I think she's right because feeling the music that you're actually singing or playing is part of making it sound better as well. If you put your whole soul into it, if you put
Yeah.
yourself into it, then I'm sure it's going to sound better.
Yeah, and music is exactly that, emotions. You have to feel what you're playing. Music is feeling these emotions. So the better the much you feel, or the better you feel, the better you will sound.
I'm not sure that's always true with my singing. I feel it's great, but I feel sorry for the neighbours who might listen. But that's
Yeah,
but if you're happy doing what you're doing, that's the important thing. If it makes you feel good, then my singing's okay. Or but
I'm not a singer. I'm not a singer, but I really feel what I sing, and sometimes
yeah,
it's awful.
but if
When
you're
you record yourself singing, and then you hear, what do you think?
I think that wasn't me. That was somebody else. That was terrible. No, but I think that at the moment when you're doing it and you're enjoying yourself, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. Getting some enjoyment, some joy, some happiness from what you're doing.
Yeah, I think music is about to joy.
Absolutely.
We have to enjoy music.
It's there to enjoy. That's what it's for. To give us some enjoyment.
Yeah. So I think the talk is over now. Or
Okay.
do you have some question?
I'm sure we've spoken enough for the moment. I just looked at the time. Oh my gosh. But it's been a pleasure talking with you and listening to your views on music. And I look forward
Yeah.
to listening to you play.
Okay.
Okay?
I would like to play to you. Yeah.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin.
Okay then.
Okay. See you.
Bye.